Indeed, and greetings unto you, my beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me here again today on another live stream, another moment that we get to bring love into this world. My, oh, like yesterday we were talking about mental health, and I've been I've been really feeling into that topic. The mental health epidemic technically happening right now as well, and I've not been feeling good. Last night I found myself trying to go to sleep, but reluctantly going to sleep. The night before I had some sleep paralysis and night terrors, and I felt, as if I might find some more of the same, if you will. And I didn't exactly have night terrors again or sleep paralysis, but just absolutely horrible dreams. And like it's those, not only those dreams that really feel bad to have, but it's those dreams that kind of exhaust you. And I woke up feeling just absolutely depleted, like I was fighting this mental battle throughout the night. And I was going through today kind of feeling sorry for myself, to be completely honest. I was like, oh, it sucks. Oh, I feel so bad. And then, like I basically go onto Reddit. Like I did a little bit of a meditation session, and Aaron asked me yesterday if we can kind of set a time so that we can meditate together. And I told him I would love that. Let's actually set up a stream, and then you can know that we're actually meditating together. So I set up the stream, I sit down and I meditate, and I come back to the phone to end the stream, and it never went live. And I'm like, okay, all right, so it's fine. And like I'm feeling even like more sorry for myself. I'm like, really telling myself this story. And I basically go to my room to start getting ready for the stream today. And I reach out to Aaron and I tell him I'm sorry, dude, that I couldn't go live the way that I planned to. And he's like, it's okay. I was wondering what was happening. And I basically click on Reddit, and the first thing I see is Uncle Becky's face, like with these funky glasses on, and I click on the live stream, and literally, like I don't even know if it was just divine timing, if it was him knowing, if you will. But as soon as I tune into the stream, Uncle Becky mentions a friend in South Africa, and it literally feels like he's talking straight to me. And he starts talking about the journey that we've been on, the light buddy system that we have with one another, and it instantly kind of shakes me. It brings me back to this realization that it's it's more than just what we're going through sometimes. And it makes me so happy that Uncle Becky is doing what he's doing. The amount of people that we get to touch, the amount of love that is being brought into the world actively. You friends bringing love as well. Bitno, thank you for joining us. I love memes. Hello to you, my friend. Jovan, sending the biggest hugs from the other side of the world, gathering more hugs along the way like a snowball. I love you so much, and I love you, Jovan. I appreciate you, friends, so much. Like, I've definitely been feeling, the pain of the world, and it's been it's been difficult, and I kind of found a thing worth saying. And it's very much in alignment with that, and it goes, when it hurts, observe. Life is trying to teach you something. And sometimes it's so difficult to find whatever that lesson is supposed to be. Like sometimes we don't want to be a student, especially in something like that. My title for today is Healing Isn't Always Fun, but there's nowhere for us to run. Like we can't escape, technically. And that can be devastating as well. Like I reached out to a friend in Uncle Becky's stream, he mentioned that he's been reaching out to other friends. Like, the first thing he said is that some of us are fighting for our lives every second of every day. And I told him, friend, reach out to someone if you feel like you're fighting alone. You don't have to. You know, yesterday's thing we're saying was no one can heal or do inner work for you, but that doesn't mean you have to do it alone. And I instantly felt like that message resonated with me, and I told him, my friend, just reach out if you need help. And he told me that, oh, and this was in Uncle Becky's stream, that nobody cares. And I told him I care, and I instantly went and I sent him a direct message, and we started talking. And he mentioned that he's lost his grandma and his grandpa. His grandma in 1998, his grandpa in 2008, his mother in 2011, and in 2017, sorry, and the difficulties that he's been dealing with that. And it instantly just resonated with me again that even though we are hurting, even though we are going through our own things, the ability to reach out to someone else and provide a space for them to share with you, to provide a space for them in which they know they're not alone, it literally made my heart feel lighter again. And it's kind of counterintuitive, like when we're feeling bad and we're reaching out and someone else is sharing their bad feelings with you, like you'll think that, oh, it's just going to be compounding, bad feelings on top of bad feelings, and that's just going to lead to more bad feelings. But that's not even close to the case. And I wonder if people realize, that's not the case. I wonder if people realize that in reaching out in painful ways, not only can you potentially help someone, but you can also potentially heal yourself in doing so. Both ways, reaching out because you're hurt or reaching out to someone because they're hurt. When it hurts, observe. Life is trying to teach you something. Love is a game that two can play and both can win. I love you, friends, so much. Tahoe, it's nice to have you here. Red Clicker, so nice to have you as well, my friends. Thank you so much for the love you share. Uncle Becky, good morning to you. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much for everything you do, my friend. Uncle Becky called for a raid here. I think you'll have some friends here. We always have friends here. Thank you, Squill. It's nice to have you as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Christabel, love to you, my friend. I had some horrible dreams last night too. Not a common occurrence for me. It's not a common occurrence for me either, Tahoe. I don't have bad dreams, and these days they've just been like relentless, like literally feeling like I'm, kind of locked in my own head and I'm taking a beating to myself. And I genuinely enjoy smoking weed to perseverance. Actually, healing. Healing is our intention for today. Like weed allows you to kind of have less recollection of your dreams. It technically puts you in a deep sleep state, kind of skipping some of your REM cycles, so you dream less. And I've been cutting out weed from my life, if you will, for this month. And with last night's dreams and the night before that, it has genuinely felt like I'm almost being pushed or being challenged, like, oh, let's see, how about this? How about you have these horrible dreams and what the cure for them would be, like, oh, like I was like waking up last night multiple times, bad dream after bad dream. And I'm like laying there, I'm like, oh, fuck. Now I have to go back to sleep. And then I go back to sleep and then I get, knocked again and I wake up and I'm like, oh. And it's brutal. And then I get this feeling, this like pull, like the bong, my jars of weed is like literally less than 2 steps away. And I feel like, oh man, maybe if I like take a fat bong rip and then try and go to sleep, like I won't have to deal with this shit. And then I'm like, but that's not the intention you said. That's not why you're doing this. So I'm very much feeling into this discomfort, this pain, as a as a means of being a little bit more in tune with the discomfort and pain that we are experiencing as humanity. You know, I tend to be upbeat and happy for most of my experience. At least I try to be. And I feel like I'm being made aware that that's not the only potential to experience. And it's difficult, you know, like it's one thing to say you understand how someone else feels, but it's very difficult to feel those things and still show up. Like I've been feeling kind of hectic. And I'm so happy that I have friends like you. Genuinely, I love you to bits. Thank you so much. But no, I'm here for you as well, my friend. We are here for each other as a collective. I'm so happy. Like it really is so divine. Adding it here, passing it along. Cody, it's so nice to have you, my friend. Toasty, you as well, Jovan, Christabel. Thank you for the hugs. Thank you for the love, my friends. Uncle Becky, if you're here from my broadcast, thank you. Mel Trey. Thank every single one of you, friends. Whether you're here from Uncle Becky's stream or not, just thank you. Thank you for sharing the space with us. Thank you for feeling into this moment with us. You are appreciated. More than I can say. Nancy, saw you on Uncle Becky's stream. I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad you're here as well, my friend. It's been a while. How have you been? How's your mental health been, friend? How's life been treating you? Getsumi, hello to you as well, my friend. Yes, here from Uncle Becky's stream as well. I love you, friend, so much. You're too much. Thank you. Angela, thank you for the hugs. Aunt B, thank you for the energy you're giving me. I appreciate it. Soul connections don't care about geographical boundaries. No, it doesn't. Ambitious fix. No, it doesn't. You know, because that soul connection is technically something that transcends this entire plane. You know, and it's interesting. I was watching this video today about, you know, Tesla slash Neuralink slash SpaceX slash Elon Musk, you know, and the ideas that he has, you know, and like basically they're talking about AI and the potential threat it's going to serve or be for humanity as we go into the future. And where some of them, you know, like Mark Zuckerberg, for example, is completely, yeah, go AI, you know, nothing bad can happen from AI. Elon Musk is a little bit more, well, let's actually talk about Stephen Hawking first. Rest in peace. He was like completely anti AI. He believed that AI is going to be the complete undoing of humanity. And Elon Musk is basically bringing out now this technology, this brain computer interface that's going to, you know, bridge the gap between this AI system, this hyper intelligent machine, and human beings. Because, like I mentioned in this video, that they were giving AI systems these entire like 15,000 word ice cream flavor names, and they were expecting the AI to generate new flavor names, and it couldn't. It literally couldn't. It would have like the most absurd names like strawberry garbage sickle or fudge booger nugget or something like that. And like these absolute absurd names, you know, because an intelligent machine, as intelligent as it may be, it doesn't understand the concept of something being appetizing, for example. You know, like we as human beings, it's very much a visceral thing for something to sound appetizing if you think about it in that way. So the next step of that, at least, would be to have a symbiosis between an intelligent machine and a human being working together, and then the human being basically is the feeling node, if you will, and the intelligent machine gives prompts into this feeling node and then basically draws information from that. For instance, provides different generated names and then sees on a visceral level what emotional response gets given from that. And then this dude mentioned, you know, like among people that take a lot of psychedelics, there's already this understanding that we are interconnected by something that we cannot see, you know, and there's something that we cannot be separated by. And it's like, and these people are arguably as high as kites. This dude says, but like he's talking about now basically bridging that gap with an intelligent system where if we have brain computer interfaces, we'd quite literally be able to telepathically communicate things with one another and go into this grid of interconnectedness that could potentially be a spiritual experience. And that's exactly what we're doing right now as well. Maybe lower bandwidth, but we are quite literally, as souls, recognizing the connection we have with one another. We don't need brain computer interfaces to realize that. I love you, friends. Thank you for the love you're sharing with me. I feel it. Like, I feel like I'm genuinely being healed here in this moment as well. I appreciate you, friends, so much. Mariah, good morning to you. Thank you for every bit of love you're sending. I appreciate it. And thank you for the virtual hugs, Getsumi. I appreciate you. Oh, let it out, friend. Let it all out. I think it's been let out, my friend. These things, the pain we feel as humanity, the turmoil we've been going under, it's been so brutal, and I do consider every single one of us empaths. Like we feel such empathy for one another. Otherwise, we wouldn't, be willing to share in this way. Non-empathetic beings don't take the time to, say to someone, I love you, to say to someone, let it out, for example. And yet here we are, sharing in such a visceral, such a beautiful way. And it's something that makes me so happy, my friend. Thank you. Like to you, friends, as well. If you need anything that needs to be purged, needs to be let out, needs to be said, this is a space to say it. We're here for you. I feel so fortunate to have both of you today. You are the beauty that this world needs, as are you. Cairo, as are you, my friend. The beauty that you see in me and Uncle Becky is present within you as well. We're not anything more special than you are. We're all the equal amount of special. Each of us play a role in this divine order, and we can make this world a better place just by being there for one another. Thank you. Yes, thank you for being part of it indeed. Roy? South Africa, cheers. Cheers to you as well, my friend. I'm not sure if you're South African yourself because the first Roy that you have written there, Rooi, is technically red in Afrikaans. Roy Rebokram. So it's an interesting one, actually. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us from Houston as well. Okay, exit. In Cairo. I should have said, found you there. That would have worked as well, my friend. 3. Oh, I can't type. It's okay. Don't worry, my friend. I understand. The internet can really suck, but it's great that folks a half a world away like Uncle Becky and Meltmore can connect. Flip, it really is, my friend. Like Uncle Becky and me and Professor Gu had a podcast yesterday. And that's almost something that came back as a reoccurring theme. It's just how grateful we are to be able to be in this time, in this space where we can have, interconnection like this. Like normally for us to be able to come together in spaces like this, for instance, like let's just talk about Uncle Becky's stream. More than 1,000 people love that space enough to be like, you go, Uncle Becky. For let's just take that 1,000 people. Like you would assume rather that those 1,000 people, 1,100 and something people, I can't even remember what the number was at the end, would want to be on Haywire Hill and would want to experience the beauty that Uncle Becky shared today. And yet, for them to be able to do that, they would have to take themselves, for me, 12,000 kilometers, maybe potentially a few thousand kilometers, maybe potentially a few hundred kilometers, time spent, money spent, like effort spent, if you will. And it's not a bad thing spending effort, but you know the point I'm trying to make. Just to be in that space. And yet, now, as a result of what we have, this technological advancement, we can provide these spaces to one another, share these spaces with one another in a way that has never been possible before, in a way that is so immediate, and it's a part of the whole I want it now kind of culture that we've been in for a long time now. And yet I believe it is the utilization of the I want it now kind of mentality in a way that is positive. It's not a satiation of something that is only purely, satisfactory, if you will, if that makes sense. Like we're not just, swiping from video to video to video, to get the next fix, the next fix, the next fix. This is more immediacy of souls, coming together into the same space for the same reason, wholesome vibes, healing, genuinely looking and spending time, with one another. It is something that's so beautiful, and I'm so grateful for it as well. Sir, you saved me this morning and led me here. Thank you for setting me up in this path of today. Uncle Becky saved me today as well. Ambitious Fix, genuinely friend. Like, he completely shook me awake a little bit. He was like, yeah, like as he was like, talking about, the light buddy system that me and him have. So technically, well, it's super kind of overcast right now, but my sun is setting right now and Uncle Becky's is rising. So when my sun is completely gone, Uncle Becky has the sun, and then when Uncle Becky's sun disappears, I get the sun again. So there's this perpetual light, if you will, being brought into our lives, and then we have the potential of bringing light into the lives of others. And it's beautiful, like I look forward to being able to look at the world, and we all have light buddies spread over the world, knowing, genuinely knowing that somewhere in the world, even if you're sleeping, even if you can't bring love into the world, someone else is in your stead. And I'm so grateful for you as well, Ambitious. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Being vulnerable together to each other is the way, is the opening of the heart, my friend. Thank you for being so with us as well. The world depends on us, Melt. The least we can do is show up. The special thing about today is it never happened before. A blank canvas waiting for a beautiful creation. Oh, Uncle Becky, that right there is a beautiful creation in itself, man. And if the canvas is the stream, you have just added the most beautiful of elegant brushstrokes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Melt, this is true. Helping someone makes both feel better. It really does, Nancy. Thank you, my friend, for helping me today as well. I appreciate you. Aiden, hello to you, friend. Thank you for joining us. Ballad, does anyone else here lucid dream? Ugh, like I haven't lucid dreamed in a very long time. I'm guessing you do, my friend. Like, what is your lucid dream content usually, if you'd be willing to share with us? Less weed equals more dreams, Melt, but they will get better with time. They were kind of good at the start, Red, is the interesting thing, and I understand that dreams aren't necessarily the most interesting thing to share because they're very visceral and sometimes non-logical. Like, just to give you an idea, the dreams I had last night, at least some of the ones I can remember, one of them was just this ugly fight with my dad, like not physical, but just this verbal fight, back and forth. And then, like, I technically live outside of the house. My dad, like, comes to my room and he takes my door off, and he's like, yeah, you want to be an asshole, something like that. You don't get to have a door. And I just feel so like flabbergasted, like how is this happening? And then he takes the door and he starts drilling holes in the car, like in the side of the car, and then he like rivets the wooden door onto the car. And this is like breaking my brain. Like I don't understand. I'm so frustrated. I'm getting angry. I feel, unappreciated. I feel like, oh, I'm not allowed to have a door, and it's something so trivial, so stupid. It's not supposed to be, necessarily just, bad context, if you will. And yet it makes me feel like absolute ass, and like for some reason, a lot of my dreams is like kind of aligned, kind of in this context of some sort of fight, some sort of disagreement with my father. A lot of it, and I feel it's sometimes a symptom of me keeping some of the stuff I want to say inside instead of, saying it to him directly. Healing. I love my mom, to bits. And I've been seeing, the relationship between my mom and my dad, not being what it could be. The stuff that my dad does sometimes that is not necessarily, in my opinion, aligned. And feeling that I love my mom as much as I do, and feeling like my dad isn't doing what I think he should be doing. Like Jovan asked me something today where she was like, when was the last time, or do your parents laugh together? And I was like kind of shocked by the question, because the answer came up as like, I haven't heard them laugh together in years. And it's something that is unacceptable to me, and yet it's not something that I can just force them to fix. It's not something I can press a button and make right, if you will. And it's something that hurts me, because I want to help. I so desperately want to help, and it's sometimes not in my power to help. And it's so difficult for us to accept that as well sometimes, like especially if we want to help one another. When we can't help one another, we can only be there for one another to help ourselves sometimes. oh, I think sometimes the most ridiculous of things, like fortunately, be quiet about this. My mom, I don't want to say I've convinced, but I've gotten my mom to the mindset, to the consideration of trying a psychedelic experience. Like she actually said yes. I was talking to her about dimethyltryptamine, and how the experience is technically simulating of the death experience. It can be seen as that. There's theories, it's not quite proven yet, that your brain releases a significant amount of DMT when you pass away. So in taking this chemical exogenously, you basically can have the experience of dying, and then with that experience of dying comes a lot of information, information that you wouldn't be privy to in a normal sober waking state of mind, if you will. And I was talking to her about this, and I was talking to her about how these experiences kind of realigned me to understanding my part in this whole, understanding that I'm not just a meat sack, I'm not just little old me, I'm not just a body, if you will. And how that kind of realization brought me back to a more spiritual slash like religious understanding of the world. It made me believe in God, to say it in so many words. Not in the Christian God, but God nonetheless. And like she knew me when I was at my worst, when I was very depressed, very lost. And like the whole topic kind of started with her asking me, how did I change that? And I felt like the question was, coming from this place of her feeling, this way as well. just just the thought of that, the thought that my mom might be feeling these things is absolutely devastating to me. And I asked her, would you be willing to try a psychedelic experience? And she said, I'll eat something, but I won't smoke anything. Technically, like, you can drink ayahuasca, and that's like the oral form. It has an MAOI inhibitor as well, because technically DMT gets broken down so fast because it's so potent. But she's like, I'm not gonna smoke anything, but I'll eat something. So it makes me so happy. Like, I hope, if anything, that this willingness, to experience these things that are so foreign, especially to my mom, especially to a woman living in South Africa. Like, these things have been so demonized for so long, and now finally there's so much studies coming out, there's so many awesome data coming out about the potential of these psychedelics, not only helping for addiction, not only helping for depression, not only, helping people out of the rut they've kind of found themselves in, but also having actual neurological benefits, be it the prevention of Alzheimer's, be it the prevention of neurological decline. And, the willingness for her to be able to listen to me, I understand as well that I can't, again, push a button and fix her or make her feel better. But her willingness to listen and to see that there are possibilities to do this for herself, it makes me so happy. And I look forward to being able to be there for her as well in it. It takes a lot to put yourself out there. You've got courage. As to you, friend, you're putting yourself out there as well, my friend. Thank you for being courageous. Exactly. Exactly my experience. Stopped smoking 2 weeks ago. Been having all my anxiety manifest as weird dreams. Ambitious figs. It's been almost 2 weeks for me as well now. Today is day 18, so like 2 weeks and 4 days. It's been brutal, man. My body wants to smoke weed again, and I'm like, bro, we've we've set an intention, And I'm also cutting out caffeine, and I really do enjoy caffeine as well. And like waking up super tired, like as I did this morning, and I slept like 10 hours. I woke up at 5 because I wanted to do a dancing stream, and I was just so drained. I was just like completely like sapped of the will to live, and I went back to sleep again, and I just woke up even more tired afterwards. And stuff like that as well. It's like, oh man, a coffee would be so nice, and then I'm like, nope. Oh man, it's sometimes like ironic. It feels like I'm playing either this game on myself or life is playing a game with me, and I'm like, bro, you give me a break, please. Whenever I stop smoking, the dreams start, and they are so real, almost too real. The lack of weed will make you feel everything. It will make you hyper visualize your dreams. All of the things you've repressed will come and pay you a visit, and they are paying visits, Uncle Becky. It's like they're standing in line, dude. Standing in line. I'm gonna like, and I'm like, oh. Uh, the thing walks past. Next, oh, walks past again, and I'm just like sitting, waiting. And now, I'm kind of scared of going to sleep, Uncle Becky. Like I don't even like that, dude. Like I'm finding myself laying in bed, being like, oh shit, here it comes again, and I can't not sleep. Can't just stay awake. Don't have caffeine to stay awake either. So I'm like, oh, it's a little bit hectic, man. And like, interestingly enough, Aiden, that you're here as well. Aiden has been having the opposite effect, where he's had a hard time sleeping. And he says every moment is a new fresh one. There is never a lack of possibility. There is no such thing as the wrong path. Go forth and create. Absolutely, my friend. Beautifully put. Tahoe says, yes, Melt. I've been not enjoying the weed for about a month for prohibition/legal reasons. It's been tough, but also healing. I feel you. It's great to take refresher breaks. I agree completely, Tahoe. Like, it was very much a thing I got called to as well, almost, because I felt, I was definitely smoking with less respect, still with a lot of intention, but with less respect, where I was finding myself, like, oh, I'm gonna have a meal, gonna have to go and smoke some weed first. Like it would be so bad where I'd start cooking myself something, and then I would, go and like take a fat bong rip, and then I'll come back, and then I'll like scoop my food out, and then I'll eat it. And it was this correlation type of thing where, okay, have to do thing, have to smoke weed first. And I was like, no, 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 no. That's not how you're supposed to do it. You can do it to enhance the experience, but if you have to do it, that's when you're starting to stray, if you will. So I made the decision to take a break as well, and it definitely has been beneficial. And now I feel like I'm meeting most of the challenges that's going to come along with it. There with you, Melt, leaning into the discomfort instead of escaping with weed. Absolutely, my friend. I think it's necessary to do that sometimes as well. I take melatonin every night, so I always have wild, vivid dreams. I have melatonin like caps as well, but I haven't been taking them. Oh goodness. Now I'm thinking, oh man, you see that this is a part of the messed up stuff I do to myself sometimes. Like I know I've been having hectic dreams, and that I've been scared of said hectic dreams. And now you mentioning that, and I know as well that melatonin makes the dreams a little bit more hectic. Now I'm considering, hey, Queful, now I'm considering taking melatonin to have the dreams even more hectically. Maybe that's going to help me process them faster. You know what? I will, yeah. Let's see. Let's see if I'm like literally going to be a zombie tomorrow in complete shock, or if I actually, come out the other side okay. Withdrawal symptoms are your receptor sites returning. It's not withdrawal, my friend. I'm not at all, craving smoking weed. It's literally like oh, I'm feeling, and I'm dreaming these hectic things, so that's why I want to smoke. Like, the first 2 weeks I was like handy dandy, completely easy going, not smoking, but now that the hectic dreams are coming up, that's why I'm considering it again. It's so important to share those less than positive moments as well. I agree, ambitious. Like it's very important to be honest about everything. If we're not honest with ourselves about the things that we are experiencing, be they difficult or not, how can we expect anyone else to be honest with us? Melatonin may help ease that melt instead of weed at night. Yeah, I'm gonna try it tonight, Red. Let's see if it works. Oh my, Ezekiel, beautiful. Sign, it's nice to have you. Sending blessings, friend. Happy to be with everyone here, sharing love. So happy to have you as well, my friend. Thank you. Mel, you have nice hair. Thank you. It grows this way out of my head. I appreciate your love. Y'all seen the Boston Dynamics robot dog with the gun mounted on him? That shit that scares me. Yeah, they call it the Spur sniper rifle, 50 cal sniper rifle strapped to a spot basically with extreme with extreme accuracy and high definition sensors, also night vision sensors. So we have remote control little doggies that snipe human beings. Yep. Yeah. And humans are like, woo, cool. Stop! Please stop! Why are you doing this? Been having dreams of being chased by a man with a knife, so I took melatonin last night and dreamt of my burp. Okay, thank you. Okay, now Jovan, I'm completely convinced. I'm definitely gonna try it tonight. Hopefully it helps as well. Sleep is so important, crucial for a healthy mind. It really is. I just don't ever remember my dreams at all, even when I'm sober. How long have you tried to go sober for, Aiden? And have you tried to like practice some of the memory techniques? Like just trying to write down first thing in the morning something that you remember, and then technically that prompt in the morning of trying to remember what you've dreamt puts you in a state of mind where you basically prompt your mind to want to remember what you're dreaming, if you will. At least that's what helped me if I wanted to remember my dreams at one point. Same here, like I know I dreamed, but I forgot the moment my eyes opened. Yeah, that's sometimes also one of those things that can be a little bit frustrating where you feel like you're grasping at straws if your dream's like going away. Reminds me of a Black Mirror episode. Yeah, me too, Tahoe. That little teddy bear, malfunction, killing all the people. Excited for future tech to look at the past and see the potato I was. Not too sure I want my coworkers reading my thoughts. Oh, flip, it's going to be consensual nonetheless. Like you can't exactly, the same way you have thoughts in here and then you can technically articulate that thoughts onto your cell phone and then press a send button. It's going to be the same thing. It's going to be consensual. I would be labeled a pervert if someone had to read my thoughts. Oh, Tahoe, we're all beings, dude, and we have sexual desires as beings. You're not a pervert, you're just a being. Uncle Becky sent me here, and I appreciate you heeding his love, my friend. Infernal, thank you for joining us. It's so nice to have you. It's weird because I can tell when I don't dream when I smoke, but I can also tell when I do dream. I just never remember what my dreams are. That's interesting, Aiden. So, like the way I kind of feel about it, at least the not remembering of the dreams when I smoke, is that weed does technically have a little bit of an effect on your short-term memory. So maybe that's why it kind of like boycotts your ability to remember. I am from South Africa. Okay, that makes sense. Roy, ek is ook van Suid-Afrika af, my vriend. Joining from Ohio, USA. But no, thank you for joining us, friend. I hope it's going well there. Much love to you, but en vir jou ook, man. Dankie. Ek waardeer jou liefde, Roy. Yep, exactly the same. I'm well aware it's happened, but zero memory once my eyes open. I think that might be nice sometimes. I prefer not to dream. I'm feeling that way as well now, Toasty. Like I'm very much not excited about dreaming at the moment. You know, and I've had cool dreams before. Like one of the coolest dreams. Now, goodness, I just realized that that was technically nightmare-ish as well. One of the coolest dreams I've ever had was like I found myself at some sort of family gathering, and like the family was kind of in this area, and I was like walking straight, and then there was this like wire fence running to the side, and I like looked to the side, and this wire fence had like this arch of like plants growing around it, and I was like walking into that arch, and the deeper I got, you know, the more like dense it got and like the darker it got, and I got into this like space, and there was these pink flowers blooming, and in the middle of these pink flowers was this kind of almost like cotton candy-esque fruits coming out of them. And I would take these fruits and I started eating them, and they were absolutely amazing. And then like there was also between these fruits these like kind of like hairs, if you will, you know, like strands running away from them. And then it illuminated, and I was in the middle of a spider nest. Like this dome was basically a spider nest that they completely constructed, and I was eating something of theirs. I don't want to speculate what I was eating, but they were not happy with me eating it. Oh goodness. And it was an amazing dream. I loved it, but it was absolutely like terrifying. And I, you know, like the way I escaped it was there was this kind of like a live opening, you know, in this like tunnel that I kind of moved through, and then I woke up. It was surreal, but it was a beautiful dream. But I'm also not a biggest like I'm also not the biggest fan of dreams, if you will. I prefer not to, but I also know it's important for our brain and to process information. It's a catch-22 sometimes. Yeah, like all mammals dream. I'm not as sure if reptiles dream as well, but basically all mammals dream. And it's a way for us to solve problems and prepare ourselves for potential dangers as well. Did you say you usually lucid dream? I'm wondering as well now. I hate dreaming too. Wow, what are the odds actually? So many of us don't necessarily appreciate dreaming. Sometimes I can remember fractals of strong dreams. I don't mind my dreams, good or bad. I treat kind of like a trip sometimes. Your brain is trying to get you to learn something about itself. Yeah, exactly. It's interesting that you're saying that as well. Like I had this very weird experience once. I was in China at the moment, and it was basically just after I got my melatonin pills as well because I had a hard time sleeping. And like I took my melatonin pill, and I was basically like resting, and I felt like almost kind of like in this limbo state where I was just getting into my dream state. And it was also very much, you know, fractal geometry. Like I was falling in to this, you know, infinitely duplicating fractal. And as I was like getting deeper and deeper into it, there was this loud like in my room, you know, something fell or something. And it instantly woke me up, and I couldn't find whatever it was that fell. And it was like this trip to me of like maybe I wasn't supposed to experience that or something. Very much weird. I've lucid dreamed once, I think. It was wild. My dreams are just usually weird and surrealist. Lol, it's fun sometimes, but it gets old quick. Yeah, I feel the exact same way. Like one of the other dreams I had last night was this this trip of like feeling like I'm a school student, you know, and I'm like waiting for my next class to start, but the place that we were like going to class was kind of like in this rural like shopping mall type of area, and I was just like walking around, you know, going through these different places and different restaurants, and I would find myself like getting into this room where this couple is like feeding each other chocolate mousse or something, and I was just like intently staring at them, and then they would like look at me and ask me, "What are you doing?" And I'd be like, "I'm looking." Like I would act like I'm not doing anything weird, and then they're kind of like not disgust. Maybe it's disgust. They're like disapproval of me looking at them was so apparent on their faces, and I was so confused as to why they were looking at me in this way. And that also created this sense of like turmoil and disconnection and like surrealism, as you're saying, and it very much gets old very quickly. Thank you for the wholesome, Roy. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, Meld. Happy to be here with you all. To stop my anxious doom scrolling in its track. I'm so happy to hear that, my friend. I've done that so many times myself as well. I'm so happy that we could have stopped you a little bit. You are loved, friend. Lucid dreaming seems to be easy when we were kids. Yeah, like why is it we lose that? Maybe it's because, as a kid, you kind of have a little bit more imagination to work with. When you're kind of already used to being super imaginative in this world. Like, I remember very thoroughly when I was like a 5 year old, I would convince myself I'm some sort of animalistic monster. Not harming anybody, but I would be like crawling on all fours and I, make weird sounds. And I would be crawling up in the jungle gym, and I'd be like holding on to it in like some sort of contorted way and making these weird sounds. And I was so viscerally whatever that monster was. Maybe I was a monster before. Who knows? And I'm like tuning into that space again. And like as a kid, maybe that's exactly what you're doing in your dream state as well. Like you're like, oh wait, I'm dreaming. I'm gonna be monster, and then you're just monster. Like that's exactly what you wanted to do, so you just do it. Yeah, I used to lucid dream all the time as a kid, but at some point my brain was like, yeah, you don't need this anymore. Yeah, you gotta get grown now. Man, I love dreams. I prefer them over television. Lucid dreams are few and far between. Like lucid dreams from me usually kind of wakes me up because I get too much with it. Like as soon as I realize I'm lucid dreaming, then I just kind of do all of it. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm lucid dreaming. I just like launch myself into the sky. I just like start flying, and then I feel the wind in my hair, like pulling my face apart almost. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh damn it, I should have taken it slower, I guess. Yes, I distinctively remember my old dreams and how easy it was to control them. Thank you for the special roast, Uncle Becky. Today is a beautiful day full of beautiful humans. It really is. Like, I'm just, like, example after example after example, seeing that love is true, Uncle Becky. Like, this is exactly what I needed. I did not feel well today, and you friends have genuinely helped me out of my slump. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you for the masterpiece, Cairo. I appreciate you as well. Just playing video games. Sometimes you just want to sit back and watch some cartoons. Someone else play this level. Oh, yeah. Oh, George, it's nice to have you as well. What drug are you speaking of again? Like I was speaking of DMT, dimethyltryptamine, my friend. Thank you, Cody. I appreciate you as well. Breathe, man. I'm breathing, dude. Don't worry. Like I've been practicing breathing for my entire life. Seriously, but hopefully we can all respect him. To open up, trust me, bro. My friend, like there is no other place to open up than here, and no matter how open we get, we won't be able to open ourselves at the point where we're completely exposed. Because underlying, this humanness is something so vast, so divine, that no potential human word could ever articulate it. I love you nonetheless, said RH. I know I am. We love you. We love you. Yes, we do, Jovan. Nah, friends. This is an open space of sharing. It really is. I respect him. I just don't think this is the right environment to open up. I get you, said. Like, where would you prefer I open up, my friend? In therapy? Like, I could do that, but sometimes opening up, being willing to open up, can give others permission to feel that they can do the same as well. So, if that is the intention behind why we're doing it today, then that is exactly where we're supposed to do it today, if you will. Oh, yeah, I wasn't saying you didn't. I was just saying that in general, for everyone else watching us, type. There we go. Thank you. This is day 291. That ship has sailed. We're sharing the love out here. Yeah, Toasty, I didn't even think about mentioning that. Like I've been doing this for 291 days, dude, consecutively. Like opening up and sharing all of it, friend. Like might be a little bit over the due date of. I'm not supposed to share here. You seem caring and wholesome. I think so as well, Jovan. It's beautiful. Thank you. I'm striving to be more positive and uplifting person. I've haven't always been the best, so I owe it to everyone to be a good person. You don't even owe it, my friend. You don't owe it to anyone else but to yourself. And this is something I realize as well. I've always thought to myself that I was kind of at a loss. It was this responsibility of mine to now bring love because of the horrible person I was. But bringing love is something that serves you, dude. It's literally a heart opening experience. I'm a psychologist. I said, what would you have me do, friend? You wanna hit me up? I can't afford a psychologist right now. If you don't want me to share here, I'll share with you. I do drugs, not healing potions. I know, dude. Drugs aren't healing potions, my friend. You're the one with the capacity to heal. Drugs, if anything, and I don't even like the word drugs. I prefer the word plant medicines, because drugs I feel kind of lump in with them synthetics, and I don't approve of synthetics. Where plant medicines, marijuana and psilocybin mushrooms and dimethyltryptamine that comes from trees or potential grasses. These things very much are compounds given to us by nature. And if you use them with disrespect, you get your ass handed to you. The stream dropped. So many comments lost. So many comments lost. But it's aight. Is this? Sing the damn song is streaming. I'm gonna share some love. Love to you. The stream dropped. Okay. Man, it's kind of cool today again, which is kind of nice. I'm cold, but it's a little bit better than sweating. It's been so warm as of late, and now we've had an overcast day or two, making it a little bit more chilly. I have one more thing worth saying in this little book that I have not read before. So I'll read it now as we wait for our friends to return. You always gain by giving love. Man, short, potent, beautiful. You always gain by giving love. There's this quote, and I'm not sure if I'll remember it perfectly as well. And it goes something like, none and nothing that you earn / acquire in this physical realm is something that you can keep. You can keep only that which you've given. I'm like, oh, interesting. Because the act of giving something is so divine. Oh, jeez, Rick. Yeah, Toasty, 20 minutes worth of comments, dude. Just Thanos snapped, man. But Pando, thank you for joining us, and thank you for the love. Nelson, you beautiful beast, you dude. I've been thinking about you a lot, man. Yesterday, as soon as you tuned in, I just felt the chaos energy was overflowing. And I don't know if you know, but Muppets, there's order Muppets, and then there are chaos Muppets. And I was just thinking, Nelson definitely is a chaos Muppet. And I love you so much, dude. You're our chaos Muppet, man. What is your favorite sushi roll? I don't actually know any of this sushi, dude. I've had sushi maybe twice in my entire life. So, I don't know. I genuinely can't even, give you an answer if I tried, unfortunately. Jam, it's nice to have you here. Heather, it's nice to have you as well. Brrr, some of you. What? Batman movie looks kind of sick. Is it out? Or is the trailers coming out right now, Toasty? I haven't seen it just yet. Thank you for the love, Jam. I appreciate you so much. I have an interview in 2 hours. Wish me luck? No, Pando, no. That question mark, no, absolutely not, dude. No luck for you. Of course, my friend. I wish you all of the luck. What interview are you gonna have? Is it a job interview? I hope it goes well, my friend. Thank you for being willing to share with us. Like, friends, if you have any good luck to share, good luck to spare, share some with Pando. Pop the ping. I can get down with Chaos Muppets. Yeah, me too, dude. Man, it would be a vibe, bro. Like, we probably just feed into each other. Like, get enough chaos to rip the universe apart, but it would be so much fun. Good luck, Pando. Peace, bellies. It's so nice to have you here as well, my friend. So many streamer friends here right now. Gem, or Woman in a Van, a streamer friend. Nelson, streamer friend. Peace, bellies. Streamer friend. Uncle Becky, streamer friend. So many streamer friends. I love you so much. Thank you for joining me again. But I'm not poop. Hopefully it's an interview with a vampire. Uh, I'm confused. What? Nice, you're back. I'm back, Uncle Becky. I'm kind of salty about all of the comments that just, evaporates as soon as the stream drops along with it, but I'm so happy to be back and sharing this space again with you, friends. Thank you for the love, Nelson. Love to you, my friend. Oh, Jasmine, my dearest friend as well. Thank you for joining us. How have you been, Jasmine? I've thought about you either today or last night. It might have been last night. I was thinking about you and the stuff you were mentioning about that period of time where you cut salt out. I was just like thinking about you and felt like I could have, been kinder or been like a little bit more gentle. I don't know. And I was just like thinking, I hope Jasmine as well. I hope Jasmine knew that I was, just in love and sending love in that moment as well. Thank you for joining us, my friend. I'm having to mod 2 broadcasts at the moment. Who else is streaming on Haywire Hill right now, Uncle Becky? Thank you for starting off my morning right. You make it easy to have a great day. Oh, Beast Bellies. Like, messages like that, dude, like, absolutely make my soul melt, dude. It's just, like, so warm, dude. I appreciate you, Beast Bellies. I hope you have an amazing day, my friend. I just like the movie Interview with a Vampire. I don't think I've seen that one, actually, Nelson. Maybe that's why it's going over my head. Interview with a Vampire. I have some fangs as well. So I can do an interview with you, Nelson. You can title it Interview with a Vampire. Right? Selling coral, saltwater fish, etc. I'm stoked. And I'm glad I tuned in for a boost of positivity. Oh, Pando, I am super happy for you. But I have to be a little bit of a actually. Selling coral? Like, you're not gonna be harvesting coral, are you? Please tell me no. Please tell me you're gonna, like, dive and, like, pick up dead pieces of coral, if anything. Because I know that our oceans are suffering right now, actually. I'm sorry if I'm being too much, but that's the first thing that my mind went to. I hope the interview goes absolutely amazingly, though, my friend. Thank you. Like, take pockets full of positivity and take it with you. You're gonna do fine. I'm sending you so much love. I got hugged by my entire family yesterday. I will send you that love like a wave. Felt so good to be hugged tight for about 20 times. Goodness, Red Clicker. Like, 20 times? I'm guessing that you went to like some sort of family event then. Like, it's not just your like immediate house family, if you will. Man, I haven't had a hug in a while, actually. I'm gonna give my mom a good hug if she comes back. Updated my app, so hopefully it'll work now. I hope so, Woman in a Van. Was it not working, my friend? Like, I was receiving your messages. Were you unable to stream or something? I felt like you were coming from a place of concern, and I appreciate it so much. I'm well. It's a foggy, stormy day, and there is a fire burning. Ooh, Jasmine. That like puts me in a mind space. That sounds amazing. So happy you got some family time. I agree completely. That sounds fantastic. I could be a vampire for Halloween. Definitely, actually, Nelson. You know, I wanted to dress up for Halloween as well, and I guess I can tell you, friends, now what I wanted to dress up as. I wanted to dress up as a jester with those big ass hats, but my mom refuses to make me a jester costume, and I'm not gonna buy one. So yeah, just imagine me as a jester. No, okay. Thank you. Good, thank goodness. Propagated in captivity. That makes me happy. I'm so happy to hear that, Pando. You have my full approval again, dude. You go, dude. Best vampire movie ever. I don't think I've seen it at all. Like, I definitely have to go and check it out. Elcid to 100. Can we see you dance? It always gives us a great vibes watching you dance. You know what, Elcid? Just because I want to give you great vibes, dude. Like I'll have to get a beat on my own. You know, I'll have to self-generate a beat because I won't be able to do it with a speaker right now. But oh. Okay, so what beat variations is like a. Okay, enough. Before I embarrass myself and I shrink into a small raisin and turn into a black hole and disappear. I can't stand what's happening to our reefs. Me too, Pando. It's been hurting me as well, my friend. Like our oceans heating up. It's quite literally killing things, dude. The amount of toxic waste being pumped into our oceans. And there being no recourse for these companies doing so. It's unacceptable. It's been. Oh, there you go. Good to see you. Good to see you, dude. Genuinely. Sometimes I go into a corner and hug myself. Hugging oneself. Dude, like this. Like this. Like this. Doesn't feel as good though, dude. Maybe just like hugging your own face. It's pressure, if anything. Going into a corner. Man, oh, I just had this weird flashback about my cousin. You know, like he would do this thing where he would like. And then he would like go into a. What do you call it? A curtain. And then he was like, and like be doing this, you know, pretending like he's kissing someone. And it was just this like a visceral, weird experience because we were like 12, 13 at the time. Absolute absurdity. Good to see you, do you old dog. I'm out. Reddit doesn't seem to like me today. Like, I've been seeing all of your messages, Women in the Van. I don't know what's going on, my friend. I'm sorry. It was nice to have you here, even for a second. Here's one for Has. I don't mind hugs from other people slash friends. I don't care for hugs from my parents. It feels odd. Like, like sometimes it can feel that way because my mom tends to hang on longer than I'm comfortable with sometimes. But if I'm the one hugging them, then I'm okay with it. If that makes sense. It sounds kind of selfish when I say it like that, but I do kind of get what you're saying, Heather. You are friggin' here, friend. Oh yes. I had a funeral yesterday for my cousin. I am so sorry for your loss, Red. I traveled to it, and yes, it was a big family event. Unfortunately, that is the way you see family when you get older. It is true. It is true, Red. You know, like I feel very fortunate to have a family that is very much keen on celebrating. You know, like I'm smiling kind of coyly because I'm also thinking into the fact that my family really enjoys drinking, and so like celebrating anything, be it like a wedding or a birthday or something like that, kind of goes, you know, hand in hand with drinking. So they absolutely love that. And like I'm feeling like, is it the are they, you know, excited about the partying because of the potential of, you know, getting to drink, or are they, you know, excited for the party with the potential of seeing one another? You know what? I'm just gonna press a few buttons and say like, yes, seeing one another. That's why we want to want to get together. So lovely moon outside of my country. It heals my soul. I don't think I'll be able to see the moon tonight, so please look at it for me, Getsumi. I appreciate you sharing, my friend. I finished your shirt, by the way. Ooh, Uncle Becky, did you make a shirt for the Lurkers Lounge? I'm guessing. I think it's super important to hug who you are around. We all need the physical contact, and it can make a huge difference in your chemicals. Yeah, good old oxytocin. That's the good stuff. Love hormone. If you hug someone, you get that complex molecule. And it is complex, like ridiculously complex. Like, I'm looking forward to getting all of the rest of them as well. You know, all of the essential neurochemicals. But that one is the one that is the most complex. And it's the one that has messed me up the most as well. Love. It's so difficult to comprehend. And literally on a chemical level, it's extremely complex as well. Thank you for the 5 hooligans. And I love you, Panda. No way, I thought you were joking about it. And when Auntie B said you guys were trying out the science, Uncle Becky, don't joke about stuff like that, dude. Uncle Becky is a serious dude when it comes to the stuff he says, man. And it makes me so happy to have a man like that in my life. Thank you. Great vibes for sure. So happy. So happy for you, friend. That was literally just for you. So much love. Damn, Mel can even dance with no shoes. Oh, small raisin, yeah, dude, just like crimp up, and then bloop, black hole. It just eats the entire planet. If I went for a second longer. Thank you for the gold, my friend. Dancing to the rhythm of his own drum, my man. Uncle Becky, I kind of have this mild, what's the word? Not envy, not jealousy, admiration. That's the right one. For the way that you dance, dude. Like, damn, Uncle Becky dances like an absolute machine. And I don't think I can dance that way. And it's so fun to watch. An absolute vibe. Dancing can be so amazing. Red, like, I would not have been able to do that, like, before the stream. Interestingly enough, like, I do listen to music while I'm showering. And I do tend to dance in the shower. And today, you know, feeling sorry for myself, I was like, water just like running down me, like standing still. And I was like, bitch. And I tried to dance. I was like, step, step, step. And I was like, nah, this is not right. This doesn't feel right. So now you friends have literally completely shifted my mood. Everything feels better. Nah, I just put my arms around myself and face the wall, and the odd looker looks like I'm smooching someone. Yes. Literally when you describe, yes, Nelson, I love it, dude. I love it so much, man. We were in tune, bro. We were completely in tune. Tommy, it's so nice to have you here, my friend. Thank you for joining us. It's been forever, dude. How have you been? Like, I'm wondering, is it possible that there is a second growth of blueberries or blackberries happening right now? I've missed you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. I do this sometimes. Cross my hands with palms up. Cross my hands with palms up. Place your thumbs on your cheeks and your fingers across the back of your neck. And then close your eyes. What? Toasty? Cross your hands with your palms up. Place your thumbs on your cheek your fingers along the back of your neck. And then I close my eyes and I breathe deep. Like that? I'm not sure if I did it right, but that feels quite interesting. You can massage your face with your thumbs. Bruh, I'm confused. You can, with your thumbs, it feels kind of like a parent wiping away tears, triggering some dopamine. Oh, like this? Maybe it's that. Like, dude, I don't know if I'm doing it right, but thank you for taking me through a trip. Cheers to you, man. Good to see you. Wow, I gotta try that. Yeah, it's pretty cool actually. I agree. I haven't been a huge hugger, but I think after the stretch of isolation, it sparked me. Like, it's interesting that you're saying that as well, Red. You know, I was feeling into this whole isolation happening as well, and you know, as humans, basically not even being willing to touch each other's hands, you know, to greet one another, and like masked up. So never mind hugging one another. So I'm very happy that you feel that way, my friend. Families are different. My family doesn't drink, very religious. I have 17 cousins, and they're spread across the country. In our family, each time we go to a funeral, everyone says, we need to get together and stop getting together only in death, but it never changes. We talked about a family reunion, but I don't know if it will happen. Like Red, unfortunately, you know, and I don't want to tell you how to do anything, but unfortunately, you're gonna have to be the one that does that. You're gonna have to be the one that like creates a WhatsApp group or something, you know, says family reunion this month or in the next 2 months, you know, what time is gonna fit people, and then you get a venue, you try and like work out logistics because that's literally the only way that it's gonna happen if someone takes the initiative sometimes. And I've seen the exact same thing happen as well, and it's usually like one of our family members that like takes the initiative and then makes it happen, if you will. I'm gonna tell the moon about you, Mel. It's nice meeting a beautiful soul here on Reddit. Like you, my friend. Like you. So beautiful to have met you. Thank you so much for joining us. Please do tell the moon about me. I'll tell I'll tell the clouds about you. We have this friend called Getsumi. Am I reading your name right? Getsume? Getsume P8. Absolutely beloved little being on planet Earth, brings love. You know, don't know me, I don't know them, and yet I know that there is love between both of us. Thank you, universe. Damn it, lol. I'm so bad at directions. Yes, that's it. The second one. This one. This one, I'm guessing. When you mentioned the wiping away of the tears, like my brain was like, oh, okay, maybe like that. Hey, it's the OG Darkly Manor. Hey, my friend. Thank you for joining us. I woke up and knew you were in. I love you, my friend. I love you. Thank you so much for joining us, my man. So nice to have you here. Well, I got the performance done. Next is the written test. Well done, dude. So, like, Lane, what he's talking about right now, he had to perform a composition for his English teacher. Then he has to do a written test. And then he has to sing. You know, and I'm guessing, Lane, like this might be just me, but I'm guessing he's not gonna like stand for you being like growling. Unless he is, in which I would be both surprised and very happy for you. But are you gonna sing like a normal song, or are you allowed to growl? Are you allowed to perform one of your songs for him? I hope so, dude. And good luck with your written test, man. Thank you for letting us know. Infamous One, I love you all. Glad I could tell you guys this morning. Glad to be told by you this morning, my friend. We love you. Thank you so much for joining us. The last one, put palms up, wrists crossed, thumbs on cheeks, index finger over the ear. Aww. Interesting. And you're gonna kill the get. I'm sure you will, dude. I love you. I feel much better about my composition after seeing the other. Yes, Lane, I'm happy to hear that, dude. I do have to sing normally. He's choosing excerpts out of our ear training textbook. Okay. I mean, you'll be fine, Lane. I'm sure you'll do well, man. Normally. Yeah. Man, I would have just loved, dude. Like, just imagine. Like, I'm now picturing this whole scenario in my head. Like, all of the other kids. And I feel like Lane very much isn't one of the kids. He's like just this, being among kids. Like, all of the other kids are like singing, like normal words. And then Lane, like, walks up to sing his bit. And it's like, I can't even if I wanted to try. I cannot get Lane. You take it away, dude. Just like growling. Just like all of the kids just like wide eyes. Teacher is like holding onto his chair. Like he's starting to sprinkle holy water. Brings out the crosses. Imagine me sitting in front of my professor. Yes, dude, I fucking that's exactly what I'm imagining, bro. That makes me so happy. Yes, you read my username right. This is really making me happy. Thank you for taking the class. Taking the class. Thank you, friend. This is genuinely, it's such a wonderful opportunity, just to be able to share with one another. Like you sharing your lives with me. Now I have this whole, like, visceral experience of Lane, growling. Growling like the beast of the belly, if you will, in front of all of his classmates. Absolute shock and terror on their faces, and just laying with a big ass grin on him, like being like, yeah, yeah, be in shock. I opened my eyes around 5 a.m. in bed. Lane and his test came to mind. We don't know one another really, but someone wanted Lane's success in my mind. Like that's the beautiful thing about it as well, Heather. We don't need to know one another, to be happy for one another, to support one another, to want each other to succeed. And just like that energy, that ability for us to kind of give selflessly, like there's nothing for us to gain in being happy for another person. There's only something for us to give in being happy for another person, and it's so divine. And I appreciate you, friends, so much for being so willing and so present in my life as well. I do have to go to the bathroom very badly, and I think I'm going to end the stream here for today. Friends, thank you. Genuinely, thank you so much for being here with me today, for sharing the space, for lifting my heart. Genuinely, you made me feel exponentially better, and I cannot thank you enough for that. I'll see you again tomorrow, everyone. Goodbye.